Now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Paul, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone. It's a Saturday night special. We're cranking up the sports talk tonight at 412-575-2600. That's the number right here, the Nightly Sports Call. You can also tweet me at KDPomp, P-O-M-P. Lots to get into, and I want your feedback. Call and air your opinions. We'll begin with Pitt Panthers at home, homecoming. And they were in this game. They scored right off the bat. Boom, Ben DiNucci, Jester Weah, touchdown, 33 yards. Looked pretty good. But then two big plays in less than a minute really turned the tide. And it was Nyheim Hines who was the difference for North Carolina State. Wolfpack outstanding skilled player, 82-yard touchdown run. Then a 92-yard kickoff, or a punt return, I should say, and all of a sudden it was 14-7 like that. Pitt came back, tied the game at halftime 14-14, but in the second half, North Carolina State decided to play the way they did against Louisville, the way they did earlier against Florida State, winning both of those games, and they outscored the Panthers 21-3 in the second half. The Panthers went through Ben DiNucci, and then all of a sudden it was Kenny Pickett who came into the game. He only went 5 for 13. He did set up a field goal drive. But DiNucci had better numbers, and now the question is, who starts next week? I assume it's still DiNucci, but clearly, you know, they don't have a lot of answers right now at quarterback, what with Max Brown undergoing surgery and his season done. They're going to have to ride those guys and see what happens. It would help if they had a run game, and Pitt right now has nothing to offer in the run game. Hardly any numbers there. Once again, you know, Jordan Whitehead had bigger numbers than anyone else, and that's not what's supposed to happen there. Panthers defense gives up big plays. They had a 41-yard touchdown late in the game as well that they gave up. So a lot of things need to change. It's a young team, especially on defense, but they're 2-5 for the first time since 2001, and they are 0-3 now in ACC conference play. And the chances of their bowl streak extending look not very good at this point unless they win a lot of games here for them. Of what's left. And it will not be easy. A close game today, Miami by 1 point over Georgia Tech, and it looked like Georgia Tech would win that game. Miami pulled it out at home. We'll also talk about West Virginia, if you'd like to. All our fans down there in Morgantown. That team was down 35-17 in Morgantown to Texas Tech, very late third quarter, and they then won on a 29-0 run. One of the bigger comebacks you will see as they win that game 46-35, a big win for Dana Holgorsen and his team. Penn State was off. However, it's been a big win for them because two of the top 10 teams in the country lost, including number 2 Clemson, as we talked about last night at Syracuse. The Qs with a big upset, so you would think Penn State's going to move up to number 2, and College Game Day will be there on Saturday as they get ready for Michigan, which should be a festive atmosphere. Penn State, after that, would have Ohio State in Columbus, so a big 2-week span coming up for them. Also want to talk about the Penguins, who in action tonight, you know, they play some of the most entertaining hockey you're going to find right now in the NHL. They did the other night in Tampa, even though they lost 5-4, and they did again tonight, Florida there. They gave up a lot of shots. The Panthers had great opportunities. Can't say enough about Vincent Trocheck, who I love as a hockey player, a good two-way center. He's from this area, and he played well, as did Jonathan Huberdeau. They have some good young talent on that team. 46 shots on goal, but Matt Murray was up to it. 43 saves tonight. Sidney Crosby off the charts with 2 rake goals. And then the kegger, Greg McKegg, got a shorthanded goal, and that was a big one right after you know, the Panthers had tied the game, and that made it a 2-1 game for the Penguins. They go on to win tonight 4-3, so they're 3-2-1. And how about the Washington Capitals? Lost at Philadelphia 8-2. Matt Niskanen is on long-term IR now with some sort of arm injury as well. Toronto beat Montreal at Montreal. Toronto's a good team to watch as well, up and coming for sure. We'll also get your thoughts about Pittsburgh, Kansas City tomorrow. It's the game of the week in the NFL. You'll see it on KDKA-TV 425. We'll be on the air with 2 hours of postgame. Chris Hoke and I right afterwards here on Pittsburgh CW. I think the Steelers will win this game. In fact, I'm predicting they'll win this game. They're coming off a horrendous game against Jacksonville, and while they have been very guilty of playing down to the competition, they're also very good at playing up to the competition. In their last 22 games in that situation against above 500 teams, Mike Tomlin is 18-4. I expect that to continue. I expect a rebound by the Steelers. I also expect at some point Kansas City will not play one of their better games. They've been terrific. Alex Smith, I think motivated by the drafting of Patrick Mahomes, has decided to play the kind of game that nobody really thought he was capable of. Always labeled a game manager. Well, he's been much more than that. Sort of situation he had in San Francisco when they drafted Colin Kaepernick, and, you know, he was out of a job. This time he's saying, okay, I have 1 year left on the contract. I'm going to make this a big year for me, and he's done just that. If that's the motivation, it's worked for him. Kansas City is a very good team, but I think the Steelers will win that game. All right, it's 412-575-2600. Call me, air your opinion. Do it now, do it live, right here on Pittsburgh CW.